America, America, we have a problem. Do 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 do. No, but seriously, okay, so hi. Today we're talking about isolation-induced anxiety, which even saying it feels like unreal because, like, is that a real thing? But of course it is. Everything's real. Anything you think of is real. But, yeah, we have a problem. When I look back at, like, my 2016, 2018 self and where I'm at currently, I really wonder what happened to me. Okay? Snapchat is my time capsule, right? So, I'm looking back at the videos and the photos, mainly videos because my personality is on display here, and I'm literally confused. I'm confused as to how I went from this semi-outgoing, goofy, confident character to today where I do not want to even be looked at, okay? I will go outside, hoodies, sweatpants, and 90-degree weather to walk my dog so that no one bothers me. And it's insane. Going outside during daylight sends my nervous system into overdrive. I'm on edge. I know this, but what I did not realize is that other people could also see that I was on edge. I was in a grocery store and a man literally, like, apparently he approached me in the store, but again, I'm not looking at you. I don't want you to look at me. So when I was getting ready to pull off, he literally ran my car down in a Walmart parking lot to talk to me because he said when he was going to approach me in the store, he saw my body lock up. Like I was scared. To which I replied, like, I am indeed afraid, but, and it's not even of him, but in general, like right now, I'm uneasy when it comes to public interactions. Shaking. And it's surreal. It's like, what is going on? This encounter really got me to thinking, how did I become this socially awkward, fragile character who only wants to exist in the shadows? Like, come on now. I'm supposed to be seen. I'm supposed to be heard. I'm supposed to be known. A pillar to the community. And I can't even do it because it's not that I don't want to talk to people. I just cannot face people right now. But yes, until this point, I have been the total opposite of where I am now, which is like scared, stuck in the shadows. Since I was little, I've been carefree, striking poses, walking nude, with an innocent mind, of course. I'm not walking around like, oh, you see this body, like, girl, I'm 6. Calm down. But I've been feeling no ways about, life. Like, I've just been, at that age and, like, younger ages, I was just happy to live. I played shy when I was younger, and I was a little shy, then. But now I actually feel shy. Like I'm not using it as a ploy. I really feel it. So I sat and I pondered. I really wanted to figure out how I went from socially decent to socially awkward. I went through a couple theories, aging and just no longer being oblivious to the world and seeing how people move in the world. Because a lot of people are so shysty, y'all. They're so evil, so weird. So, yeah. And lustful, full of lust. So that was one theory. And then I was like, maybe it's trauma from working in the world. Strict work policies, strict school policies. When you get into like certain studies, in certain fields, you have to be a certain way or you are kicked out. Basically, you're outcasted. But then I was like, no, not recently with the strict schedules, because if I am not feeling appreciated or comfortable somewhere, I am quick to leave. This went on. Like me trying to think about what happened to me, because I'm going to tell you now, I've been thinking about my personality for years, off and on, okay? Recently, it hit me. Seclusion, isolation. My self-isolation has caused me to have anxiety when it comes to interacting with people. I will isolate myself when I'm going through anything because at a younger age, well, we're not going to say at a younger age. I isolate myself because that's all I know. I don't know any better. I isolate until I can get myself back together. I don't want to hurt anybody in the process. I don't want to get myself hurt. So I will isolate myself and will literally not talk to people until I feel like I'm back stable again in whatever form that is. Okay, so let's leave that there. 2019, I went through a what am I going to do with my life crisis. I buckled down with school. And what I'm about to say, I'm not trying to scare any people who are getting ready to go to uni, but certain studies and programs will strip you down to nothing. Totally try to erase your personality, and they call it getting rid of the weak, okay? I had one of my instructors at the end of the program I decided to enroll in tell me how proud she was because she did not believe I was going to make it. I was so determined that I finished that program the same year. I took no breaks, no summers off, nothing. The first day I came in with ginger hair, they told me to have my hair a natural color by the week's end or I was out of the program. So I had my hair a natural color by the week's end. And that program was the start of like my extended isolation period, which also induced a little bit of a personality change because this was the first time that I was actually going into isolation that lasted for more than like a month. I went into isolation for a year. I cut out everything. I quit work. I didn't go out, because I quit work and I didn't have no money. But actually, no, because we went out on just vibes often. No money. So it's not even about having no money. I was just really locked in for a year. I did not want to get into anything that could have possibly gotten me removed from the program. I was on eggshells. Students were dismissed every week during the first semester. I did not want to be one of them people. Come on now. I've been crying for a while trying to figure out what I'm going to do with my life. And you want me to be dismissed in the first round? No. For some reason at that time, the early 20s, I believed I needed to be decided in my career path. I felt that life would start moving once I got some real money and responsibility. And life did go up after that, but it took me over 2 years to regain a section of my identity, to start having fun. And even then, I wasn't my peak self. And my friend at the time pointed that out. I mean, we're still friends. I'm just speaking past tense. So me and my girlfriends met up for dinner, drinks, girl yaps. And then one of my friends pulled up this picture of me with makeup on, my hair down, just in a girly, pretty aesthetic. And she said, "Where is this girl at?" I was appalled. Like, oh, what you mean? Because mind you, I had on makeup. I just stopped wearing my hair down because with the program, I was only wearing slick back. So I got used to doing slick back buns. So I would wear makeup, a slick back bun, and I just dressed way more casually and conservative, like a jeans and a t-shirt. So I was genuinely confused when she asked me that. But I see what she meant. Even with me slightly returning to myself, I still struggled to return to my original goofy, fun, gorgeous girl. And I totally forgot that even existed, and that's who I was, and that's who people were originally introduced to. And I'm not saying it's bad to change, but my change was not of growth. It was of reclusion. It was almost like a military change. for lack of better terms. So that happens, and I'm not absolutely thinking much about it. I'm aware of the change slightly, but I knew it would be resolved, or so I thought. I thought I would bounce back in no time. But time went on, and I'm now going back out into the world. I'm out of isolation because I finished school, okay? I'm mingling with people. It's fun. I'm going on trips. Feeling really good. I'm back in the gym, talking with random people in the gym, flirting with them in the grocery stores. I'm dating, so I'm in and out of like dating periods. And then boom, I get into a real relationship, y'all. Like, this is the longest period of time that I had ever been with somebody, just one person. And that almost took me out the game of life. I'm not gonna lie. With that relationship, I went right back into isolation. Since a child, like I said, I've been accustomed to figuring things out on my own. Not by choice, but as an adult, it's become a choice due to it feeling like it's my only option. I don't want to burden anyone because I know everyone has their own troubles. When I'm going through darkness, I self-isolate for self-preservation. I know no one really cares, or if they do care, everybody doesn't have the capacity to care and understand other people. Like I said, everybody's going through their own thing, and that's okay. While in isolation, again, I feel like I just have to let this be known so it don't seem like, why didn't you do? While in isolation, I completely shut off. I do not do anything. I don't partake in any of my interests I have. My thoughts are like dark or just not, they don't even feel like my thoughts for a while. And then after isolation, however long it may be, I tend to bloom like a lotus. Like, it's beautiful, but at the same time, it's scary. And it's really not even like a lotus, absolutely. I should say like a newborn animal. I have to get accustomed or acclimated to people again. Like, so serious during isolation, I go completely blank. It's like I do not exist. Like, this world is just a timeline to jump in and jump out. Everything is just loops to me when I'm in isolation. And I do still interact with people, but it's not like conscious. These are interactions that have to happen, like work, where I have to say what's going on, but it's never personal, friendly interaction. It's always, oh, this interaction has to happen. Say what you rehearsed, and then let's keep it moving. So to give a better example of how isolation goes for me, like how deep I be into it. So apparently when I was going through my isolation with that relationship, I had a man consistently coming around to talk with me and trying to show his interest. And like I said, I'm in isolation. I didn't realize this man was trying to come any close, be in any cahoots with me until my mind resurfaced, okay? So let the people around me tell it. This man was coming around for almost a year, just trying. That's how isolation goes for me. Like, that's how blank my mind goes. Do I like it? Absolutely not. But like I said, it's the only way I've been able to keep myself around, okay? Catch my hints during difficult times. So now I'm out of that isolation period with that relationship. That also dipped my personality for a little bit because, I wasn't showing it, and I was just so down. I was so down. But I'm back out of that, and I'm now back into shyness, which is so wild. It seems like the thing I used to use as a ploy had now become, like they say, don't cry wolf. Ugh. But I also don't talk too much unless I trust you. So, hey, whatever. And for some reason, me being shy brings all the attention. So, boom! We're getting booms after booms here because, okay, keep up. I'm back in society. The trips are back. I'm going out again. I'm dating more than one man. I officially moved out, okay? So I'm having little kickbacks at my house with randoms and people I know, because at this time, like once I come out of my mental hole, oh yeah, I moved out. I already said that. Okay, whatever. Everything moved so fast. I was feeling like myself. Finally, we're on a high. Right. Then I decided to move states. Like hours away from my family, hours away from the people I know, which was great. But a week or so after I moved, I got hit with crazy news, okay? And my hormones were unbalanced. I felt my life being snatched away from me. And boom, yes, I went into isolation again. If you take notice, these are not happening every couple of years. This is happening every year at this point. You know, after the graduation, okay, we have a good 2 to 3 year span. Boom, isolation. Come out of that 6 months later, I move. Boom, isolation again. Like, we're not catching a break. Okay? Now, with this isolation, the next isolation after I moved out of state, I was not in it for long. I came out within like 2 to 3 months. But it wasn't a bounce back, okay? I was, at the time, unknowingly dysregulated. I felt so fatigued, so ugly. Everything was just not moving in my favor. It was just a hard time. I was going in and out of isolation when I moved out of state for like a year. They weren't long. Like, I would go in isolation just to get my energy back, get out of isolation, start dating, going out with friends, then I feel like this is too much for me. I go back into isolation, cut everybody off, come back out and try to get all new people. Like, a crazy mess. It was a crazy year. The first year, it was crazy. It was fun, slightly, add a pinch of fun. And the rest of, 2024 was crazy, okay? It took a year for me to understand that I wasn't like depressed or being punished. I was deficient in certain vitamins, which is a whole nother story. But as soon as I realized that I was deficient, which happened a year later, like I said, a year later. So we're in 2025. My mentality has transformed. I'm going back outside, but the anxiety is still crippling, okay? One day, I was just out, dilly-dallying, and I had to talk myself down from a panic attack. Out of nowhere, like, I was just going for a small little nice city walk, and then my heart started beating like the bandstands. I said, whoa, sister. Like, whoa, my baby girl. Where is this coming from? What is going on? I literally had to tell myself to breathe. Nothing is happening. You will be fine. Crazy work. And then one day I was walking into a store, fully covered, mind you, because now I'm in my periods of back and forth, not wanting to be seen. So hoodie, oversized, and sweats. This man who looks, let's not talk about how he looks. Forget how he looks, because we don't care. It's just the fact of what he did. He yells, "You're sexy as fuck." Broad daylight. It's like morning time, maybe 9 a.m., maybe 10. Because I'm in a city that does not wake up early, so maybe 10. He was so loud. I hate public. I don't like when people get loud in public, so I'm embarrassed. I run into the store, my heart's beating out of my chest, and I'm about to cry. Like, I'm crying after he called me sexy. Stop the madness. When has that ever been something to cry about? But yeah, Ever since that encounter, I started thinking about my personality every day. I really started to wonder, how did I become this uneasy, on edge individual? And then it brought me back again to it's just been a rocky time, okay? But I am happy to say I'm so grateful that I believe I figured it out, because now I can, change it and return to my beautiful, spirited, fearless self. I'm so grateful that I believe I finally figured it out, as far as like me being deficient and me putting myself, me inducing, maybe I needed a breather. I'm happy I figured out why I might have anxiety with the world. There you go, babe. There you go. I isolate myself too much, and I was deficient in vitamins, which was making my brain go cuckoo crazy. Cool. Okay? It's been said that isolation builds character. And that may be true, but the amount of isolation I put myself in, not forgetting to add that I go into deep, disgusting thoughts about humanity when I'm thinking too long, okay? Yeah. It's not safe, and it's not practical for me. Isolation is not it for me. I'm not supposed to be in isolation like I've been putting myself through it. The unease I was feeling when I was stepping into the world and into groups of more than 3 people is unreal. I can't even go back and forth casually with people anymore. You know how you can have a dialogue? I have to stop, take it in. By the time I come up with something witty to say after realizing they were either flirting or being funny, nice, nasty, whatever, the encounter has ended, and it's truly sad. But I'm happy because I feel like I figured it out and we can go forward with life. I know for sure more people are going through this or have been through this. That's why a majority of people are on meds now. That's my opinion. That's my belief. We do not all need to be medicated. It's going to take some time, like all things do, but we have to be reintroduced to ourselves and reintroduced to society. Start small. Go sit in a coffee shop. Y'all know y'all love y'all little coffee shops, y'all little matchas. Come on now. Go in there, sit for 10 to 15 minutes. You don't even have to talk, okay? You just sit and observe. Don't bring nothing with you. Don't look at your phone. Don't look at a book. Just sit there with that coffee and people watch for 10 to 15 minutes. And then go about the rest of your day. Go out again and just say hey to a random person. Like, these are baby steps, babiest of the babyest steps. If you're like me and you were really in the trenches of anxiety, then you need those baby steps. You don't need to just be jumping out here, staying out for hours a day. This will, it's not for me. I'm also an introvert, so put that there. I be needing to recharge, so it's not for me. Okay, you figure out a plan that's good for you. Okay, get back into socializing in real time. Of course, always use discernment. But yes, we have to get back outside with people. We have to get off that phone, get out that house, get off that Wi-Fi. We have to. Okay? The world needs you. And most importantly, we have one life. You should not be out here feeling uneasy for any reason at all. Okay? We should be out here living our truest, and our highest timelines. If no one else is rooting for you, just know that I am, okay? I'm praying a safe return to your ideal self, and may your nervous system remain regulated for the rest of your being. And so it is. I'll see y'all next week. Bye.